Let me clear my throat. Okay. Hey, what's up? It's Jak Bravo. Your boy is back. And I was watching a video the other day. Y'all know I consume this content. And you know what's crazy? Is I was flabbergasted. I hope I spelt that right. Because flabbergasted is the only way I could feel after watching some of this nonsense. People will constantly tell me that the women on Fresh and Fit, the women that were on Kevin Samuels, the women that's on Pearly Things show, the women that's on Hafiz the Roommates, they don't represent modern women. Why do so many women have these ideas? Why, Lord? Why? Why is it so hard to get a woman on social media to talk like she got some darn common sense for once? These women's ideas, like the modern women, if they really truly are out there thinking like this, then I feel so sorry for men that are not married. I feel so sorry for y'all that haven't got married in an earlier time period. I can't express my sorrow for y'all. What the heck? Y'all gotta deal with girls that say Onlyfans is empowering. Y'all gotta deal with these purple haired crazy girls out there that y'all gotta deal with women who are not women when you take their clothes off. Y'all gotta deal with, oh my, it's too much. Society has just, when is the asteroid coming? When is God, when does Jesus come back? We used to go to this church with these old school, they used to say, "Come now, Lord, come now." I understand them now. Because let's just get into the video. And you know I'm going to break it down. We have to. This is from Fresh and Fit. One of my favorite shows. Do I agree with everything they say? I shouldn't even have to say that. No man agrees with everything another man says. But it's exposing a dark part of feminine nature.
That it sucks that they lost you to feminism and being independent and being free, as you said earlier.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Real ratings from Prince: Brittany 3, Victoria 3.5, Drea 3, Nat 6.5, Dira 2.5, Marissa 6.5, Natalie 3.5.
Thank you.
Malak 4 and Ariella 1.5.
So here's the thing that a lot of women don't like that men do. Should we openly do this? You could say whether it's questionable or not. Men, when we get together, we do rate women. Just like women talk a little bit too much about their sex life with other women, men, when we get together, we have a number scale. And I haven't met a man whose number for a woman is outside or like even 3 points off of the number that I gave him. And what I mean to say is we generally can rate a woman accurately, her scale of attractiveness. Some men will go and totally give a woman a way lower number because they trying to show how high their value is. But typically, men, we rate women, and I've never seen anybody say Beyonce's a 2. Beyonce's around the 8. And all men will rate her around that number. Meaning she's generally, 5 being average, she's attractive. Now, that doesn't mean there's other aspects that go into that. For instance, me and my brother, we had a rating system. I shouldn't talk too much. I don't want to get him in trouble. He going to seminary to be a pastor now. But we had a rating system, and believe it or not, at the end of that rating system, your personality can give you points, but it also can take away more points than it can give you. If that makes any sense. You can be beautiful and have a trash personality and go from being a 7 to a 4. Because your personality is so bad. So take that into consideration.
And you guys want to say anything back to Jabby Nuts?
Your mother.
So somebody.
Lady,
Super
what's the
chat at a
capital of
rate.
Thailand? Bangkok, bang dick, bang tits.
Here we
bang
go
pussy.
with the nasty talk.
All right. If she has OnlyFans, she is
I
not
just
your
want to
only
hear the
man.
topic.
Okay. And that's from Cam 2 times. Congrats on your 1 million subs. Don't tolerate it. Don't tolerate.
Oh no.
Just money. And then you think women should be able to do whatever they want? Okay, fair enough. Would it be? Do you also?
Unless they're trying to get a guy, because I guess that matters to them.
Okay, so are you okay with? I agree with that as well. That women should be able to do what they want.
I
However,
also agree.
I think that there's consequences.
I think that we in society say this too much. We say, well, I don't have a problem with that, but we need to start having more opinionated ideas. We need to start expressing why things are wrong. So, yes, do I believe that people have the freedom to do what they want? Absolutely. But do I think it's beneficial? No. So, my daughter may want to grow up and be a stripper. Should she have the freedom to do that? You have the freedom to do whatever you want. Do I approve of that? H-E double hockey sticks, no. Matter of fact, I will never approve of that. And if she was to do that, she would bring dishonor to my family. And I don't care what you think. If somebody was, you're not empowering your daughter to express her sexuality in ways that society has deemed gender normal, blah, 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 liberal BS, gender studies crap. I don't give a crap. I'm never going to encourage my daughter to do that. And hopefully I raise her in a way where she has enough principles and character to never go into anything like that. If she has done that, or she does do that, I will feel as a father I have failed her. And we need to say more things like that, because oftentimes we'll stop the conversation and say stuff like, if you want to do what you want to do, and whatever makes you happy, and you have the freedom, yes, all those things can be true, but then we need to end the conversation. But if you do that, it's wrong. You do know that's wrong, right? That's going to be a theme for today. You do know that's wrong.
Consequences for certain decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think as long as you're honest and upfront, they choose what they walk into. If somebody doesn't want to tolerate it, then you need to know upfront so you can make your decision.
What if I told you that most guys don't tolerate it? It's just that they're limited by their options and they tolerate it out of necessity.
All I care about is my guy.
Jesus, save us. No. You don't even care about your man's opinion. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to make a blanket statement, that's true. Unless your man is a soft, weak, simp, lack of masculinity man, he cares about your past. He cares if you're on the internet showing your body, which most of the girls on this panel, though they may be attractive, they're all disqualified for a man with character. Because most of them have OnlyFans. Like, I think, like, out of the 8 or 9 girls on the panel, 7 of them have, like, an OnlyFans. Which, if you don't know, OnlyFans is like a pornography website where it's basically you can personalize the pornography you put out. A girl can have a page like Facebook, a Facebook page that you can go to her individual page and petition her for her own personal pictures and videos of her doing degrading things to herself, or even if she wants to bring in a male counterpart to have sex with on camera, she can do that. And that's what OnlyFans is all about. If you have an OnlyFans, I'm going to tell you, because people often want to talk this nonsense of, well, people can repent and all this stuff. That is true. But if you do dumb things in your life, expect dumb consequences. And men of character deserve. We have worked hard to maintain our character. So why would I go through all the hard work of maintaining my character to settle, yes, settle, for a woman who has not worked an ounce to maintain hers? It doesn't work like that.
He knows. He knew up front. He knew what he walked into, and that's it.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If I gave him 2 scenarios, you don't do porn versus you do porn, what do you think he would prefer?
Don't.
Okay.
Then why? What you did, you don't realize it, but what you did is show everybody you don't respect the man you're with. That's all you did. You showed everyone that your man prefers that you have upstanding character and that you not put yourself out there promiscuously online, showing your sexuality to everyone who can pay $3.99. You've said, so what? I don't care what he thinks, what he wants in a relationship. This is my choice. Okay, well, that shows, here's another thing that shows that women don't want to hear. And men don't want to hear this either, but it's true. Your man is not masculine. If your man allows you to do that, yes, allows, because he is the leader of the family, especially in the Christian hierarchy, which I always talk about. If your man allows you to show your body, and he says, I don't want you to, but I can't stop her, and he doesn't leave, he's less of a man. He absolutely is. And it doesn't matter what other people think about that, where they, well, you can't define me. Yes, I can. Your man is less of a man if he lets you do stuff like that. And he'll never get the respect of other men. You want to know why? You can come to me and be like, I drive a Ferrari and you drive a Toyota. And I'll say, your wife is on OnlyFans. And the man will go, oh yeah. He wins the argument. Because your woman, as much as women say we don't value women, a woman is the most prized thing that a man can have. We take pride in our wife being on our arm. We take pride in having a wife that's exclusive to us. That's part of being in a relationship. I don't care what people are trying to make relationships nowadays. I take pride in my wife being exclusive to me, knowing she is mine. You're acting like it's ownership, so what? Come and take her from me. If I don't own her, come and take her. Here's the reality. Men are very territorial. And if your territory can be trotted on by everybody, maybe you don't really own it. You might be renting it. And the rent might be too darn high.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's probably had that talk with you before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So he definitely doesn't like it.
No.
Yep.
So he accepts it.
No, I never.
She
said
just
he
don't
liked
care.
it.
Okay.
But he knew what it was when he signed up.
Yeah,
so
see,
it's his choice.
she don't care. She knows he doesn't like her showing off her body to strange men who are doing all sorts of garbage to it. They did this study that like showed in hotel rooms where promiscuity happens. There is even DNA on the ceiling. It shoots that high sometimes. So imagine what these men are doing with these pictures to your beloved girlfriend. She don't care. He knew what it was. Well, yeah, that's why he's a lesser man. Because he knew what it was and he still stepped in and took on that burden. He shouldn't have took that on. If he respected himself, he shouldn't have did that.
Is what I'm saying. Sorry.
It's his choice by lack of choice.
No,
Yeah.
he
Exactly.
has a lot of choices. He's
Yeah,
a very
so-
handsome man. Yeah.
No,
Clearly
Yeah,
not.
lots of
He
choices.
married
Clearly
you
not.
and
He
divorced
wouldn't
you
overlook that if he had,
I
if he
am
had
the shit,
choice.
sir. I don't know if
I
you
think
know.
I think that you're amazing.
But
I think
yes.
you're amazing.
He's trying to be
But
nice.
in
That I
Go
guess
ahead,
that's
only-
that's
No, he may. Here's the reality here. Let me break it down for y'all. Men usually have a problem with a lack of confidence, and women in our society have a problem with overconfidence. You can see it all on social media. I'm bad. I'm this. I'm a boss chick. I'm so fine. I'm a 10. I'm 100. I'm 1,000. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm 1,000,000. And then men, he might be handsome. He very well might look very, like, women might find him attractive. But I can tell you right now, if his girl is on OnlyFans, he thinks less of himself. Because there's millions of girls that are not on OnlyFans that will respect your opinion. Who will say, I don't want to even dress like that because my man doesn't approve of it. But he went and found one that did. Because that's all he thinks he can get.
to be interpreted.
He
I'm
definitely
sure.
doesn't have lack of choices.
Yeah,
I
he
will tell
does.
you.
I would
Yeah, you
say
do.
that if you do porn,
He
and
thinks
doesn't
he
want you
does.
to, he has
I
like a
don't
choice
do
to send
porn.
you
I
home.
have done porn.
Well,
You-
same thing.
It's the,
Taking dick on camera.
yes.
6 years ago has
doesn't-
anything.
It doesn't matter how long you turn me into the Rock. Do that rock face. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter that it was 6 years ago. It doesn't matter because just imagine you at work. You're working in a construction job. And you taking a hammer and you nailing something, and they say, "Hey Jerry," and you turn around, "Hey, yeah, is this your wife?" And they pick up a picture of some dude just boom, 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 and you looking in the camera like, "Ha ha ha, I got her." Imagine the fear, the frustration, the moment in time that you can never get back. As a man, that is worse than being shot. As a man, that is worse than 10 dudes with knives coming at you. It's worse. You don't have to understand it as a woman. I'm telling you. You may say, why? Why does that feel like that? Why are you guys so territorial? Why are you so insecure in your sexuality? Well, but you can say all that crap as much as you want. It doesn't change the nature of men. We do not like what is ours to be spread to everyone else. It is precious to us. My precious. It's precious to us. And if you don't have to understand it, just like we don't have to understand what a woman is going through in that time of the month. But we should acknowledge that it's difficult for her. And you should acknowledge that men, we think this way.
To do with today.
Internet's forever.
Same shit.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Same
It's like
pussy.
a choice.
In the eyes of men. In the eyes of men. I
And
know
by
for
the
you
way,
it doesn't.
by the way,
it's
that's
not
not
the
to
same.
shit on you. I just do think it is the same thing.
I mean,
Like,
shut
I'm
up.
sure you're fucking amazing. No, absolutely.
No, I'm sure she's not. I'm sure she's not. Because a woman who won't respect her man and even acknowledge what she's done is not an amazing person. Now, I know he's trying to be nice, and he's actually a gentleman, and I've seen some of his videos too. And he has like that gentleman type game and character, which is cool. I think that's the better way to go than trying to be this super hardcore player. But if you really want to break it down, can she be a nice person? I guess. But in a relationship where she has the attitude of, yeah, he knew what it was, and I don't care what he thinks, is she really amazing? I don't know.
Nothing against you, but it to some degree, if he doesn't like it or didn't like it, it is by lack of choice in some way.
So wait, question. So why did you stop then?
Because I only did like a 4-scene contract and just did my 4 scenes and got my clout and kept moving.
Got your
Wow,
clout.
only 4 scenes?
That's a big part of the reason stopping because your husband didn't like it.
No, we weren't together. I was
She don't give a crap about that man.
actually single.
Okay. But now that you're back with him, like clearly it bothers him. So would you say that you're not doing it again now because he doesn't want you to do it?
I just did it because I only had the 4 scenes.
She won't even give that to him. Imagine him watching this. How much disrespect he would feel, because he will be watching it saying, yeah, I talked to her about it. Yeah, I really don't want her to do it in the future, but if she does, it's really up to her. He has no say. In his own relationship, he has no say what his wife does. She can go sleep with it. This is how they want it. This is how the feminists of today want you to operate. That if your wife chooses to go out and sleep with other men and get paid for it and do it in front of millions and millions of people, you better be there when she get back home. That's what a real man is. That's what a secure man is. That's the man you should strive to be in today's world. Oh yes. If you don't be there when she gets home from sleeping with several other men, you're insecure. That's what they want you to think. Is it not? Because if this was not being pushed, people talk about like gender norms and society pushing. They're only pushing one way. They're pushing for degeneracy. They're not pushing anything else.
Things to do, and I just did them, and that was it. It was a choice. I thought I wanted to go down that road.
It was a
and I
bad
was like,
choice.
She belongs to the street. Stuck my toe in and was like, I'm good. So
you didn't just stick your toe in.
Kind of hard to just stick your toe in.
Yeah.
Right. You can't. And women will say phrases like this to minimize what they've done. I don't like that. No man likes that. Imagine you were sitting there and you spent $200 on a date. And then at the end of the day, the girl lets you know, yeah, I just stuck my toe into porn and did 4 scenes. That shouldn't really stop anything, does it? That doesn't really stop the chemistry we have between. Absolutely it does. At that point, I might just open the car on the highway and throw your tail out. Because you have disqualified yourself from a relationship at that point. Call me judgmental as much as you want, but this is how all men think.
She's
so yeah. Because like I said before, I think your guy accepts it more out of necessity versus that's what it is.
What do you mean necessity though? Like
he's soft.
Accept it, or?
In an optimal situation, most guys, I would argue, if I lined up 100 dudes, 95 of them would prefer that their girl was not involved in any type of porn
and the other 5% are probably part of the LGBTQ
industry or sex industry.
Yeah, no, he's a very private guy. Like, he hates the fact that it has happened, but it happened. So it's like,
yeah,
I was truthful, I was honest.
Look at how they talk about it like it's no big deal. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, I had sex in front of millions and millions of people, and it's on the internet, and it can never be scrubbed off the internet, and people that know me as your wife, when we walking down the street, may say, oh, I know her, and they realize it's from pornography, and it happened. So what? No, it's a big deal.
Hear from somebody else, he made his own decision. That's on him if he doesn't want to accept something like that.
I don't want to say this, but
say it.
You think he's faithful?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I do.
That doesn't surprise.
That's also a sign of weakness. So she can go out and do what she wants to do and have this gigantic promiscuous history where anybody with access to the internet can go and find it. And he's faithful to a girl who's shown that she doesn't value being sexually, what's the word? She doesn't value her sexuality to the point where she thought it was up for sale. And he has to value her sexually and to the point where he can't step out at all. That does say something. Like, we can get into the Christian parameters of that. Can a woman repent and turn from that way of life? Absolutely she can. But she's still going to be disqualified from certain men. Just like, for instance, there's a lot of Christians that are turning from the trans movement, but they have become already trans people. Like, they cut off some of their body parts and then they turn. And I feel really sorry for those people because they realize that they've been lied to, and then they come to Christ later on in life, but they've already manipulated their bodies in a way that you can't turn back. Does that person who manipulated their body deserve to have the attraction of the average Christian man? No. Their mistakes that they've made in their past doesn't mean that you as a Christian man have to be attracted to that and that you have to accept that. For instance, there's a lot of Christian women who will come to church with 4 and 5 kids from previous relationships, broken relationships, 4 and 5 baby daddies, in and out of jail. And then they want to be a newfound Christian and say, Christian men somebody need to marry her. Christian men don't have to accept that. Especially those who have kept their life in order and followed God and said, I want a godly woman who doesn't have those type of things going on, and I want to start my own family. They don't have to accept that. And there's a lot of bad teaching in the Christian church that says they do. Be a man and take care of that family. No. If a man does, is it an honorable thing? Yes, it's honorable and it's merciful, and he didn't have to do things, and just like God didn't have to die on the cross for us. But is it the absolute right thing to do? Should we be telling men they're wrong for not taking on somebody else's children? No! You don't have to do that. I would have never married my wife if she had children from a previous relationship. Other men might have. I wouldn't have. And there's nothing wrong with me saying I have a standard.
Surprised me,
He's
actually.
definitely faithful.
Hey, I believe that.
Nobody's giving him more than me. Hands down.
Well, you better
Nobody.
be.
And
You did it with everybody else on camera. You better be doing it with him. So, as a man, if you find out your wife was doing backflips, cartwheels, and jumping jacks in the bedroom with another man, she better do it with you. She better do everything you say. Because the reality is, we as men, that's how we feel love and connection, is through sexuality. And we feel respect that way as well. For instance, if a woman just stops having sex with us in a marriage, we will feel, dang, she don't respect me anymore. That's how we feel. So if we see you respecting another man in that way on video, you giving that much respect out, you giving all sorts of respect you ain't never seen you give that type of respect to it. You better go out of your way to give respect to the man that put a ring on it. You better. Because if he find out, there's all sorts of stories on the internet of men finding out their wives' promiscuous past and how it ruins the relationship because they didn't view her that way. And she was doing jumping jacks in the bedroom with that other man and she didn't do it with you. Women, if you do that, that's despicable. That's despicable. Because you're setting a standard for a man who actually loves you and didn't give that standard to the man who didn't love you at all, who treated you like a piece of meat. And this is why when they say nice men finish last, that's true, because men see that. And they say, dude, the dude that treated you like a piece of meat, you was doing backflips and jumping jacks in the bed for him. But then when I come here and respect you as a woman, you ain't got nothing for me? Men feel that as a form of disrespect.
any aspect, like not even just sexual. Nobody would ever give him more than I give him, so he's going nowhere.
Man,
Okay,
yeah, well,
you say
confidence.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
listen.
especially when we asked her what are the three things to the table.
Except
she couldn't
when
name
he
them.
watches this show. When he watches this show and sees the fact that you totally have no respect for him, he would be a fool not to reconsider this relationship.
So many things, but I can't name them right now.
Put me on the spot. There's a difference.
Okay.
He married you twice? Goddamn.
All right.
Literally.
Do you think OnlyFans and girls being able to do what they want is empowering?
But the OnlyFans is no. It just
No.
looks so done upon.
No,
It's not empowering. It doesn't make you feel like
So why do you do it?
because
It pays you?
It's a
money.
means to
It
an
pays
end.
you.
It's
Okay.
a means
It's
to an
something.
end.
It's like
Look how
for me,
she's looking over to the other girls because she's insecure about her answer, and this is one thing that girls do. And I'm not saying, I know people gonna take this as you hate women. No, I actually like that women are different than men. But here's some of the downfalls of their differences. She's looking over to them because she doesn't want to say anything too offensive to offend the other girls. Because girls empathize with each other. They don't really empathize with men. They don't give a crap. Most don't. They will laugh at men. They don't give a crap about y'all. But with other women, they're like, should I say it doesn't empower you? Because other women are on the panel, they do it, they might be mad. But what is the reason why she doesn't?
I feel like it's like a momentarily thing. Like I don't want to do it for the rest of my life. You know,
Okay.
I don't see myself
Yeah.
doing it for the rest.
What about you? Is it empowering?
No, not exactly.
So why do you do it?
Exactly.
To support myself.
Okay.
Okay.
What about you?
This is the problem with feminism nowadays. And I'm surprised more people haven't pointed this out. Feminism says women should work the same jobs as men, should not be dependent on a man, and that they should go out and get it. Be able to do same construction jobs, same hospital jobs, same blue collar, all this other white collar, doesn't matter. They should be able to go out and do it. But yet you're finding that women are just going out and get jobs that need the support of men in another way. Instead of going and competing them in a construction, they're going out and starting an OnlyFans, which is also depending on men to make their financial gain. Nothing has changed. They're still depending on men to get them what they want. They're just doing it in an abstract way. You still need men to look and want to protect you and to look at you as that feminine character you have and want to pay you and take care of you. You still need that. You just don't want to do it through the husband, meaning that God said to do it. You don't want to do it the way God said to do it, because that way is actually be the correct way that would actually add some substance to your life. They'd rather do it. So it's like an abstract way of still fitting of weirdly trying to do the gender role that they fight so strongly against.
You.
I
Is
was
that empowering?
I was empowered as a nurse, but I couldn't. At one point, I was 33, and I figured, wow, I'm going to have to work another 30 years till I can retire. And I made a decision based
So
on.
what? That's called life. So regular modern life is too hard for you.
I can't worry about
So you got to start an OnlyFans and show you the inside of your butthole.
a man in my life in the future. I had to worry about myself at that point. So I feel very empowered now. I was able to put myself in a way better situation, my friends, my family, and I live a better life
my
now.
gosh.
So I do feel empowered.
You feel empowered.
Yes.
Okay.
You shouldn't.
I felt empowered doing both jobs.
What do you feel more empowered doing?
Being a nurse.
Okay. But you still feel empowered doing the OnlyFans as well. Okay, what about you? You don't do OnlyFans, but do you think OnlyFans is empowering?
I mean, in a sense of money, it probably gives them security. Like, that's why I would
no.
do it. I feel like I'd be happy money-wise, but
So essentially, a lot of these girls are saying, well, I'm doing it for the financial gain. Your characters, you put a price tag on that? Your character, your morality, the innermost parts of your intimate parts of your body, people can just pay to see it. And then people will say society has not gotten worse. We have become a nation where whoring is the norm.
like,
So you would do it.
no.
Yes, you know better.
You literally
No,
just said.
no.
Okay.
For money, I would, but I would be kind of like
No,
insecure.
no, stop trying to toe the line. Either you would do it or you wouldn't. And you know, if you say outright you would do it, people will look at you differently, because we know that that is a lack of character for a woman to get an OnlyFans.
My family could see this.
So it's not empowering.
Right.
Not really.
Okay. What about you? Don't do OnlyFans. What are your thoughts on it? Would you? Is it empowering?
I don't think so.
Why not?
But I do respect everybody's choice to do so.
Oh,
Gotta put in
stop saying that.
that nice disclaimer.
Of course.
I
do.
don't.
I feel,
I don't respect everybody's choice to do so. I don't. You have the right to do it, but that's different than saying I respect it. I don't respect your choice to do that. Just like it's so many things. You could sell straight up poison to people. I don't respect your right to, just because something is legal doesn't mean it's right. There are companies right now who are trying to lobby to get certain prescription drugs that they know do harm to people on the market, right? And they make millions and millions of dollars by getting people addicted to those drugs. They have a right to do that in our law. They weasel it, and you see these prescription drugs come on TV and all the hundreds of side effects you get from taking this one drug for an antidepressant or whatever it is, right? These people know that they're harming society by selling some of these drugs. Some of these drugs get taken off the market once we do more research and find out how dangerous they are. But the people who are selling them, some of them knew these side effects all along. And the long-term side effects all along. Some of them did. And some of them even go through lawsuits because they should have known. There's lawsuits against companies that produce drugs all the time. And what I'm saying by that is, just because you have a right to do something doesn't make it morally correct. We need to start dealing more with the moral side, because oftentimes they try to hide the morality of something inside of the vagueness of if you have a right to do it or not. But you know how you get rid of that? Is when it hits home for your own children. If my daughter says, I want to go to a concert and take off all my clothes and twerk in front of thousands of men, She may have a right to do that. Maybe that's a concert where they allow that type of thing. But if you were to tell my daughter that's the right thing to do, and society is going to encourage her to indulge in that behavior, that's disgusting. And the more men and women that will come around her and tell her, okay, you want to do that? We look at you as disgusting. You disgust me with your actions. Yes, you can repent. Yes, you can turn back to God. But guess what? The action that you took was dishonorable, disgusting, and you brought shame to our family by taking that action. More people would not have the tore up lives that they have. Most of these women come from broken homes where their dad did not love them. Uh-oh, I'm speaking too much truth. Most of them come from homes where their father did not take the time to sit them down and care enough about them to say, I love you. I don't want you to go and work at the strip club. I don't want you to get on the internet showing your body. You are valuable to me. And because they had no value from a man, they went and seek out value from strange men. And these strange men never gonna fulfill you, so they end up just using the crack cocaine of attention, the heroin of attention, and they go on the internet and soak it all up. They shooting it right in their vein, trying to repair the damage and the pain that their father left them with. And it's never going to repair you. It's just going to leave you with a degenerate lifestyle.
Listen, respectfully, if you want to go ahead and do that, like nobody should stop you and you should be able to go ahead and do that. And if you're confident enough to do it and whatever you want to do,
you're
just
hurting
do it.
me.
It's just not for me. And I wouldn't find it myself
You're hurting me right now. Stop, please. You're hurting me.
empowering at all.
Okay. What about you? Is it empowering for you, Miss Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia? Oh, don't let daddy find out.
It's very empowering.
Okay.
Look,
Why is it
Yes.
empowering?
I am very proud of you.
Remember when I said in the previous show that people don't even believe what they say? They just don't want you to challenge what they believe. I'll say it again because that's going to be a theme. People know what they're doing is wrong. They know they're living a lie. They just don't want you to say anything, and they rather live in the comfort bubble of their own delusion. It's so dangerous to me. It's so dangerous because in the back of this young lady's head, she's gonna leave the show because she's so bothered by what they're saying. But in the back of this young lady's head, she knows she shouldn't be doing what she's doing. She knows. But the society has not told her anything. Society ain't gonna correct you. They gonna keep letting you. These simp men out here is gonna keep letting you get naked online. They gonna say, yeah, you go, queen. Yeah, I can't wait till she puts out another video. Oh yeah, send me one. Yeah. That's the weirdness that these dudes are on. These dudes get personal pictures. How do I know? Because I deal with men who struggle with these things. And it's such a struggle to get these men. And some of these men are victims too. We'll talk about that later. But some of these men, they're weirdos and they don't know how to talk to women. And they want to replace going outside and becoming better and getting stronger and getting in the gym and working on your charisma and reading books and gaining knowledge. They want to replace that with OnlyFans. Now I can just pay a girl to like me. Yeah, I got $3.99. Yeah, she's taking off her clothes for me, man. Ooh, I gave her another $1. Now she's gonna say hi on a private message. Ooh, yeah. No, she don't like you.
Okay.
Exactly. Because I'm just breaking all these cycles from forbidding stuff, and girls shouldn't do this,
No,
and
you're
girls
not.
shouldn't do that. And I think
Sorry. Look at Chris' face. This is when Chris is at his best, when he don't say anything and he just make faces. And I mean that too. Like when they put on the clown mask all in unison, that was perfect. When Chris I think they should leave the mask stuff and the wearing the cap stuff to Chris, and then just turn the camera to him, and that would have so much more of an impact, especially when he doesn't talk. Yeah,
Every girl has the freedom to do whatever she wants, and I don't think any guy has the right to judge.
Okay. All right.
It's not funny.
What about you? Do you think it's empowering, OnlyFans? And
I believe it
sex
can
work?
be empowering.
Okay.
For sure.
Why don't you partake in it then?
Because I don't have a financial necessity for it.
Okay, so it would only be done for finances, nothing else?
I'm pretty sure everybody does OnlyFans.
Everybody thinks OnlyFans is so easy.
It's
to
not
make money.
It's not,
It is. If it wasn't, you would be working your nurse job that you talked about before. If it wasn't easier, you wouldn't be doing it. Don't give me this. It's really harder than people really think. You know, you gotta put the video, you gotta get a video camera, you gotta take off every article of clothing to get butt naked. You gotta really shake to really get more viewers. For people to really appreciate the artistry that comes with showing the inside of my butthole, it takes a lot of work. No, it doesn't. The reason why many people are doing it is because it's an easy way out. You know why people sell drugs in the hood? Because you can get rich really quick. I hate when people be like, man, selling drugs is actually just as hard as a regular job. Then get a regular job. It has less risk then. Get out of my face with those lies.
it's
not everyone can do it.
easy.
Yeah.
It's very. It's
It's a lot.
There's a lot that goes into
You have to be
it.
very smart.
There's a lot that goes into it. No, it ain't. It's a lot that goes into you when you taking you know what on camera. It ain't a lot that goes into it. We need to bring shame back. Stop trying to act like it's some honorable thing because you work hard for it. No, you don't. You don't work hard. It's not honorable. It shouldn't be looked at as hard work. It should be disdained. It's something that is a net negative for our society. The men who view it are worse off for it. The women who do it are worse off for it. No one wins. It's creating a society of degenerates. Is over-sexualizing children who often run into pornography at the age of 10 or 11. In some studies, even earlier. It's not good. Nothing is good about it. Nothing.
content creators on OnlyFans.
It's a job.
It's
You think it's empowering, but you don't do it. But you don't partake. But you do think it's empowering.
Well, my skill set is better used in other arenas.
Come on.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
That loser answer.
So, let me ask you this, and I'll go around the table. Do you think it's empowering to show your body off to strangers whacking off to you?
Because that's what they do.
And I mean, just being honest, do you think it is realistic? Because that's honestly what's going on. That's why the people are watching you.
These men, you think it's some women that are so delusional, they really think men are consuming their OnlyFans as art. They believe that men are looking at their OnlyFans and them playing with sexualized toys in the same way that we look at statues and paintings of Michelangelo. From Michelangelo. They really think that. It's not that they really think it. They know that that's not true, but they have to convince themselves that that is true so that they can continue going on with their degenerate life. And we, as men, leaders of society, need to tell them, no, that's not true. The way that you're living is not right. And what you're doing is sick.
That is what is actually going on behind the screen. They're whacking off to you being naked.
What is watching?
Is that empowering?
What is whacking off you? Well, if you don't know, you probably shouldn't be encouraging it.
I am particular, yes.
Depending on where your mindset is in the moment,
Oh!
if you need that for your self-confidence, and if that isn't what's
What?
empowering you and helping you,
Right? Fresh thinking the same thing I'm thinking. What? A what? A what? No. Your mindset and what you think about what you do doesn't change what you do. I'm sorry, officer, I shot that guy, but the mindset I had when I was holding the gun was more like I was going to do him good because he really had a really hard life, and I heard him complaining and saying he was going to kill himself, but the way he was going to really kill himself was going to be a way that was much more painful, and so I just really did the right thing, and so my mindset wasn't really about murder, my mindset really was about mercy. You going to jail. Nobody gives a crap about your mindset. We give a crap about the outcome of what you're doing. Your mindset about what you do doesn't make it right or wrong. There's small instances and small situations where it does, but that's not what we're talking about here. When you put naked photos of yourself online, your mindset about what you're doing doesn't change what you did.
Okay.
Yeah. If there are women who have been disrespected and told their whole life that if there are women who have been disrespected
Here we go with the victim mentality.
Their life and told that their sexuality is something that they should be ashamed of, but they find the freedom to project all of that.
They use positive words to describe negative things. We need freedom. We need liberation. Okay, you're using these words to describe something negative. And just because you use positive words to describe a negative thing doesn't make it any less negative.
To the world, and they're able to release that to the world and disarm themselves of the shame of their natural sexuality and their bodies and be completely proud of just who they are.
No.
Absolutely.
Oh,
it's
trust me, they're
empowering.
gonna release her, right?
Yeah, release
some nuts.
So you're saying that
that's fine, and that's fine. But you know what? And that's fine, because at the end of the day, you don't know what someone has been through.
So what?
To be able to allow them to reach the point where they're confident enough to show their bodies.
Okay. Here's another philosophy that we deal with. Class has begun. Here we go, class. Another example of liberal talking points. Confidence is good in every single case. This woman is so confident in her body. You don't know what she had to go through to gain that confidence. The Bible calls it pride. We should call it pride. Pride comes before a fall. God hates the proud. Women of today who are doing this Onlyfans stuff, who are showing off their body, when you go on Instagram, I dare you to look for searching. Press the search button. Women who are showing off their body, they're prideful about what they have. It's not confidence, it's overconfident. You can be confident with your husband in your home. You can be confident without having to wear things that engage in sexual promiscuous degeneracy. You don't have to wear a thong and 2 stars over your nipples to be confident. There's plenty of confident women who don't do that. How do you explain their confidence? Or is it a lack of confidence, if you really want to break it down? Because if some women have to do that to show that they're confident, then really what you're showing is you have a lack of confidence in the other aspects you got in life. You have to be so sexual because you know that's going to get you attention, because you can't get attention from anything else in life. No one cares what you have to say. No one cares what you think. You're not saying anything critical. You're not saying anything that promotes critical thinking. All you have to give to the world is your body, what you were born with. You're not adding to society in any way. That's not confident. So we could break it down 2 ways. It's either overconfidence or you're lying and posturing, but you really have a lack of confidence. What you should strive to be is a good steward of whatever God gave you. God gave you your body. There's some women on the panel who are beautiful women. Not more beautiful than my wife. I love you, baby. But some women on the panel are pretty. They should be proud of that. God gave you your looks. Stay in shape. Do those things. That's great. But then be a good steward of what God gave you. That also means a balance. Not going overboard. It's not for everyone. It's for your future husband. It should be. Your body is for your future husband, so you don't just give it away to everybody. You don't show everybody. It's not on for sale for $4.99 or whatever the price is. It shouldn't be on sale for people to just come and view it. It belongs to him, and guess what? He belongs to you. The reason why I work hard for my family, and I will do any job it takes to take care of my family, is because my body doesn't belong to me. My body belongs to God, and I'm supposed to put it in use to be a good steward and take care and provide for my family. If I got to go out there and get hurt to make money by working a hard construction job, lifting heavy things, and it might hurt me later on in life, then that's the price I will pay. Because as a steward and a caretaker for my family, the one who provides, that should be a little price to pay for my family being taken care of. A woman has to look at it and see things from her point of view. It's a small price to pay for you not to be promiscuous online. It's a small price to pay for you not to over-sexualize yourself for the sake of your husband and the honor of your home. It's a small price to pay for you not to wear that little skimpy dress and go out in public because your husband will be honored. But we don't have honor in society anymore. Western society is falling.
To the world, and they don't care that the internet is forever.
That's true.
They should.
You know,
they will.
You don't know what someone has been through to come to the point to say, you know what, I'm not ashamed of this. And you don't know if they're looking for someone who is preferring an almost virgin.
Mm-hmm. Look at dude in the middle flirting with that girl right next to him using his phone. I see you. He texting her something. She texting something back. You want to meet up after this? Yeah, sure. These women are stupid on this panel.
They might not want a Myron. They might not give two shits if a Myron is looking for them.
Myron.
Okay. Is that Myron?
Myron. Yeah.
Here's the difference. Myron will sleep with anybody. He's proven that. Myron has slept with some crazy women over the years. That man, if I ever got on the show, that's one thing I would challenge him on. What are you doing, dude? Like, he slept with girls that accused him of all types of goofy stuff. Girls who breath stink and everything. I'm a fan of the show. I like Myron, and we have a lot of similarities for those who know. But they might not be searching for Myron, but I can guarantee you they want a man with some semblance of respect. They want a man with some character. They want a man who's not going to treat them like garbage. You won't get that if you don't value yourself. And valuing yourself is not just in words. Valuing yourself is how you carry yourself in society. You cannot say you value yourself, but then you can see me naked for $3.99. It don't go hand in hand. I don't care what you say. People will say, I totally value myself. I self-respect myself, and that's why I do Onlyfans. No. You cannot have it both ways.
Right? Okay. So at the end of the day, yes, I do believe that it can be extremely empowering. And it just depends on who you are and where you're coming from and what you've been through and what you've had to go through to get to the point where you say, you know what, this is me and I accept it. And
this is too much truth. I gotta get out of here.
And I love it and I'm comfortable with it. And I'm proud.
So Timmy goes to school.
Yes.
Sees the OnlyFans page. That might be yours.
Okay.
Right? He's 15 years old.
Okay.
Gets home from school.
Yes.
Takes his pants off.
Okay.
Walks off.
Uh-huh.
How's that empowering to you?
It's funny, Fresh he just described like the life of Hunter Avalon.
Was it different from Timmy opening a Playboy magazine in 1979 and whacking off to one of those ladies?
Both are wrong. One wrong doesn't make the other one.
Because you made a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
To expose yourself to the world.
Correct.
However, Timmy...
Someone's got to do it. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
You can do it.
It ain't gonna be my daughter.
I'm just saying,
Sure.
It's kind of a dicey game to play.
Here's the thing.
Really is.
You cannot, and this is very interesting that you brought this point up. I find it very interesting how women don't want consequences for poor decisions.
No.
If you sexualize yourself as a woman, 9 out of 10 times, every man you deal with is going to sexualize you as well in reciprocation.
Yes.
A man cannot sexualize you or how do I say this? Objectify you unless you objectify yourself first.
Correct.
That's the reality. So
this is true. And oftentimes women want a very unfair way of life. They will go outside wearing nothing but a string and then say, men are sexualizing me. We need to teach men not to stare. And really what this comes down to is delusion. Because although I don't think sexual assault is ever justified, and men who do that should be killed, in my opinion. And I really mean that. I believe that the death penalty should be for murderers and people who rape. But, and yes, there is a but, you cannot expect society to not have any degenerates. You have to prepare for the worst. This is why we lock our doors. People shouldn't rob, but they do. You gotta lock your door. That's like saying, we don't need to lock our doors. We need to just teach people not to rob, not to burglarize. Good luck with that philosophy in the rest of your life.
Correct.
you're saying society, does these things and constricts women's sexuality, whatever. What if it's to protect them? And the reason why it's to protect them is to keep men from giving them the evil eye and objectifying them and looking them at nothing more than a sexual object.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's to promote modesty? What if it's to keep that woman's value high?
Modesty, that's a dirty word today.
To a degree where people don't disrespect her.
If
Because
men
let's be
cared,
honest,
they wouldn't own porn companies.
there's a reason, well,
First of all, that's a dumb argument. Because does the average man own a porn company? How many men do you know that own a porn company?
I want to be pimps.
okay, but yes, there's...
It's the truth. Men are just as bad with this.
Men are just as bad as what?
Like, as promoting this whole entire stereotype in women that it's okay.
This is the point I will give her. And this is why I do my channel. In some cases, men are just as bad by promoting this because there's too many simps out there. These women are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of them hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. Who are they getting paid by? Simps. Simps. Weak men who don't deserve to even breathe the same breath as I breathe. They don't deserve to, because any man who will pay you simply for existing, who will go out and work hard for 8 hours and give his money to a woman just for the fact that she's online and she's pretty. He doesn't know her. She doesn't care about him. She does nothing for him. And you're a simp, and you're contributing to the downfall of society. You absolutely are, and you deserve no respect. And you say, well, dang, how do we help men like that? First, we got to acknowledge the truth. You're not where you want to be in life. You're weak. And if you were stronger, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. So acknowledge that. Find strong men that you look up to. And get around those people. A man is made stronger in the presence of strong men.
For you to do, but not for my daughter to do. But someone else can do it, and I can make money off her, or I can own a porn company, or I could own all these things, then we should just do away with it for everybody then.
Okay, I mean, that's the way the world operates. There's
The
drug
world
dealers, there's
doesn't
people
operate.
involved in all that stuff,
Get
but
it.
I mean, if I'm a drug dealer, like, and I
But
get arrested, am I going to
do you
get
watch
mad
porn?
at the fact? No.
Never.
She's trying to pigeonhole them into a point of saying, you do it, so why are you telling other people not to? And the reality is, I think that as a man, you should abstain from over-sexualizing women. You should not be on Instagram liking all these thoughts pictures. If you do, men like me should lose respect for you. We should shame you. We should say, stop doing that, dude. That's soft simp behavior. We should teach other men not to give in to that.
But no, I make
Just
my
asking.
own. I make my own if I'm
Okay,
going
I'm
to
just
do it.
asking.
But
Just like I asked your number
that's kind
for a
of
woman
that's kind of deflecting
that
the
you-
question. The point I'm trying to say is that if you're going to make certain decisions, right, fast money typically comes with slow problems. Just be prepared for people to not respect you. There's a reason why when you go to a job interview, you dress a certain way. Why? So that you can get the job. You're putting your best foot forward. You're coming in a resume, coming in a suit. You're well trained on the job, etc. So I'm not telling you that you can't do pornography, but it is ridiculous to me how girls think that I should be accepted no matter how I behave. If I put a certain light out there, you got to accept it. What if I decided I want to eat Cheetos all day, be fat, drink Mountain Dew,
smoke weed,
play video games, and I deserve a bad bitch? I deserve a baddie.
It'll never work.
Suck my dick on command. No, you guys look at me like I'm delusional and I'm stupid, which, as rightfully so, I am.
Stupid. Men, we understand this. This is widely accepted. It's the way that it is. You cannot, as a man, say the world better accept me. I'm confident in being a bum, and the world should accept me for that. No, it doesn't work like that.
I do not qualify for this caliber of woman because I haven't put myself up to a certain situation. Mm-hmm. However, I find it hilarious that women think that the world owes them understanding. And you don't understand, I had bills to pay, or it was tough, or I had to do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying you can't do that. You can do it. But you need to understand that there are consequences to your actions, and women are allergic to the word accountability. You're saying be sexually free, whatever it may be. That's cool. You can be sexually free.
Be as sexually free as you want, but you're going to be free of a man. That's worth anything. I hate how people don't think things through. So you want to be sexually free, to be able to do whatever you want sexually, and then you want a man that's going to allow you to be able to do anything you want sexually. What type of man is that? Think about it for a second. Instead of just being like, yeah, I want that. You don't know what you want because no one wants that type of man. No one wants a man who's going to allow you to act out in sexual manner whatever way you want and not care. Women like the fact that men are men. They like the fact that men are territorial. My wife liked the fact that when we go out and some other man try to talk to her in my presence, it's going to result in probably violence. Unless he didn't know. But if he outright disrespect what I looked at as mine, it's going to be a bad day for him. I wish you would. Like, here's the problem. Women like that, but they don't want to admit they like it because it kind of hinders a lot of the modern women's feminist philosophy on getting away with a lot of bad behavior. They don't know exactly what they want. A lot of them don't know because they never seen it and they never experienced a good father. And if you have never experienced a good father in your life, you don't know what that protection feels like. You don't know what it feels like for somebody to put boundaries and not bend and not fold. My kids know what that feels like. So when they grow up and me and my wife are teaching my daughter the qualities of a character, man, we could say, what does your dad do? Would your dad do that? Would your dad act like that? Imagine if she could. Imagine if my daughter went on to say, yeah, my dad, he dated my mom and he found her on Onlyfans. Well, how would that affect her life? What would she then go out and do? People just don't think things through. It's like, I want to do whatever I want to do. And I want the results that are not due to me. You got to actually work for the results you want in life.
But don't sit there and expect people to respect you. They're not going to.
Okay,
they're not.
So again,
As a matter of fact, hold on, real fast. Your own actions in life have proven that you didn't want to go that route. Why did you go to Cornell?
Right.
Why did you get an education? Why did you, strive to go to an Ivy League school?
If society respected women, they would pay nurses more, so I didn't
know
to act.
You're a liar. Because here's the thing. Just because something is paid more doesn't mean it should affect your character to do certain actions. If society respected doctors more, then athletes shouldn't get paid more than doctors. We can make that argument, but the reality is, if God called you to do something, you should do it because that's what you were called to do, regardless of if society respects it or not. My wife works part-time and then she stays at home because she values being a homemaker. She values being a stay-at-home wife. Society doesn't value that. Gosh darn it, they do not. They will tell her, oh, now she got degrees and everything. She's one of the smartest women I know. But she values staying home. And I respect that so much as as a husband, but society don't respect that crap. They look down on her. She needs to disregard what society says and do what's right before God and her family. As my mom would say, who gives a hoot what society has to say about it? You didn't want to be a nurse and you wanted to start your OnlyFans because you have a lack of character, not society.
Actually go into this.
Okay,
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, okay, well, you could have, tried to get a promotion, become a doctor, do
Promote a
something else.
doctor.
So, but
I was a nurse.
Nurses make a lot of money. Let's not cap here. Let's not cap. Nurses make a lot of money.
I took care of
You
dying
could've
children,
become
but
a
I
nurse
make more money being a
practitioner.
porn star on the internet.
Okay, then that's your choice then. Okay, so if you say you wanted to stop being a nurse and you wanted to be a porn star on the internet because it makes more money, then don't try to act like society had a role in that, of your choices, of your greed. You decided not to work an honorable job and traded in for a dishonorable job because a dishonorable job was easier and made you more money faster. Now deal with the consequences of living a dishonorable life.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Because society doesn't give a fuck. They
About
care
what?
about respecting women like
Look at
nurses,
what she's
people that do
wearing.
this, teachers. They don't.
You don't care. We can see it in your actions. Because if you cared so much, you're wearing stuff to draw your own sexual attention from men. To sift the sexual attention from any man whose eyes come across you. You're contributing to that society. You definitely are. So how are you going to complain about a society that you have a huge role in contributing to?
Pay them the same as a porn star can make. So let's change that.
Well, if you're
So
willing,
limit- but it's true.
well, that's a personal decision that you made where you're willing to compromise
I went that route.
respect
I went that
for
route.
money, which is
I
fine.
needed the money. I couldn't support myself.
On a nurse's salary, nurses make 6 figures.
I live in New York City. I made after taxes in New York City about $100,000 a year.
What? My grandma, I gotta use my grandmother's phrasing. You a lie to say you can't support yourself. You a lie. You just had, okay. There's so many points I could make here. For one, you know why women should get married in society? Because men are better with money. We're better at financing things. We are better with saving. Women spend 70% of all of their money. 70%, wrong, correct. When it comes to buying things, when it comes to marketing, all the things that you see commercials are spending, women spend that 70%. The other 30% of buying things that are marketed is spent by men. That is why you see all these commercials cater towards women. Women spend more money than men do. They don't know. They need a man to help balance them. Just like we need a woman to be a helpmeet. Well, they need a man to help balance them in life. There's some women, of course, that are totally fine with money. But overall, this is statistically proven that women spend more money than men. And actually, when they get married, there's also statistical proof of this, that more money is saved when you get married. Because you have more responsibilities. You got to take care of your family now. But to say you're a nurse and you make over $100,000, I don't care if you're in New York or not. There's people in New York right now that make $30,000 that have full families. So to say you can't, you're just bad at money.
That is in the top 15% of earners.
I was never gonna be rich.
Okay.
I understand.
That's the point. You should have said that. You wanted to be rich, and you wanted to be rich easy, and therefore you traded a honorable lifestyle for a degenerate lifestyle. Say that.
That's facts.
So basically, you
Like
you
they say,
decided,
just say that.
I said,
I
yeah.
want to be rich.
I don't want to be stressed
I will compromise.
every single month.
That's life. You don't want to live life. You don't want to be stressed. You don't want to work hard like everybody else. So you decided to show your booty hole on the internet for views and money, and monetize male sexual attention. Then there's problems that come with that, and then you got to take that.
Paycheck to
Right?
paycheck.
From
Take
people,
that,
because to
take
be
that.
honest, no one respects porn stars. I will compromise my respect for more money, and that's fine. That's
I
a
did.
decision you made.
That's
It's
what
a
you
decision I
said.
made. I stand by it.
And,
Yeah.
okay, but you can't
So
get
I'm
mad at
still a
society
nurse.
for
I
not accepting
disagree
it.
with your comment.
You ain't no
that
nurse,
No one
no.
respects porn stars.
No one does, dude. No one does. Even women in
I'm
themselves.
not saying I wanted to be a porn star. I didn't wake up and
even
say,
women in
I'm
themselves,
going to go to college and be a porn star.
It doesn't matter how it came about. That's like, I'm giving myself away here, but when you talk to somebody who has killed someone, and they say something like, I didn't intend to kill him. Does it really matter? You killed him. I'm talking about, like, not in the sense of it was an accident. I'm talking about, well, I didn't go out intending to kill him. I didn't plan a hit on him. We just got in an argument at the bar, and then I punched him, and then when he got on the ground, I stumped his head until his skull cracked, and he died. But I didn't come out today intending to kill him. The result is still the same. You still going to jail. There's a difference between manslaughter and straight up homicide, but I'm telling you, the result is still the same.
Talk shit about each other. What's the first insult a girl says? You're a fucking slut.
Yeah.
You're a hoe.
Right.
She's the first thing that women do when they insult each other is they attack their sexual past. Women will sit there and say they're empowered, but that's the first attacking point is you're a hoe, blah blah blah. So let's be honest here, man. Like it's not a profession that's respected, and it's going to disqualify you from a lot of men in a long-term relationship. So you can be sexually free, but you gotta understand that freedom comes at a cost.
No one is saying that they don't understand that. No one
It just
at
comes
all.
down to money at the end of the day.
No one at all says that they don't understand the consequences of their actions. But I think that where I'm getting hung up on is you are generalizing so much. You say women.
What did she say? She said a key word, class. You're doing the unforgivable sin of the liberal woman. You're generalizing. You know we can't do that. In intelligent conversation, we can't generalize. Hey, ma'am, did you know birds fly? No, they don't. Penguins don't. Don't you dare generalize. Birds do not fly. Not all. Not all birds fly. Did you know that? Are you stupid to say something like that? That birds fly? Humans have 2 feet. Not all humans, you idiot! Are you stupid? Didn't you know that some people are born with defects? You're generalizing. Stop that.
It's in generalities.
Okay.
We have to.
Okay, fine.
All right, sorry, to interrupt. This girl's leaving. She's emotional. Miss Haram.
Chris trying to embarrass her, but reality is, if you want to leave the show, go ahead and leave. I wouldn't have any issue with it.
So get her out.
All right, just make it quick then. We don't got to make it a whole,
Okay.
thing. Just let her get her stuff, and y'all could escort her out. And take her Instagram off the thing too.
Yep.
Shorty's crying?
Probably.
But
And here's the thing, that's sexual empowerment for you.
Yep.
When you can't speak about what you do openly.
So she doesn't like some of the things that are said or something like that, and she got up and left the show. She has a right to do that. I'm sounding like the people from earlier. She has a right. Is it right, though? Yeah, I don't think it's right or wrong. If you don't like the show, or maybe you got something else, or it wasn't what you thought it was, you can get up and leave. She didn't do it in a disrespectful way like most girls typically do on the show. And I have no issue with it. But it's kind of funny because she has an OnlyFans, and the moment they start talking about personal responsibility and accountability and what OnlyFans really does and how men view OnlyFans, she gets up and leaves. Not so empowered, are you? Not so strength. What happened to the strength of the woman and her courage to live her truth? And I guess not really, because she couldn't even take some pushback.
And you feel a certain way, it goes back to the biology, man. Women know deep down that, this is not acceptable for you to be doing this shit. Like, they know it deep down. That's why, like, there's a reason why when a guy asks a girl, what's your body count, whatever, they hesitate. They don't want to say it. There's a reason why when girls say, I do OnlyFans or whatever it may be, they're kind of hesitant to say it. Right? Some girls might say it out loud, but deep down, if you meet a man of your dreams, you ain't going to tell him that shit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to just,
Go ahead.
for sensitivity stuff,
Sure.
you're right there. Have you ever, are you from a Muslim country? Are you Muslim?
Yes.
You are Muslim. You are practicing Muslim.
I'm a crappy Muslim. I will acknowledge that.
Are you a practicing Muslim?
Haram!
Well, I could do better.
Haram!
Okay, so, but then you should understand
the amount of pressure and the amount
Who
of
cares?
stigma that comes behind just a woman even showing her hair, and the majority of
You have to make. Here's the thing. I don't like this argument that she's making. There's so much pressure for women in certain societies. Though that may be true, every society has a certain pressure. In the West, there's a lot of pressure for men to be traditional men, but not have traditional women by their side. There's pressure everywhere for certain things. What it really comes down to is the reason why people don't like the pressure because they don't have a sense of morality, and they're saying that pressure is unfair. There's some societies who have a sense of morality. The Muslim society is one of those things. Do I think Muslim society is better? Absolutely not, actually. I think that the West is fallen because it's falling from Judeo-Christianity. And we are much better being ran by those morals and those constructs than the Middle East and their Muslim morals and constructs. I really believe that. And I don't believe that a woman is worth 1/3 of a man, or that, people who leave the beliefs of the Quran or Islam should be killed. I think in a lot of those countries do believe that. And I don't believe that you should dictate what someone's freedoms. I don't believe that. A lot of people over there get hung and stuff like that for disagreeing with the Quran. And I don't think that's the way that you should live. But to cry about it, what are you doing to change those things? Or what are you going to do? Or what does it say to morality in general? If you're going to criticize their morality, what should we live by? Because if you're just saying that women should be able to be degenerate, that's partially a response to the degenerate nature that they see in the West. They don't want their women acting like our women over here. And I can understand them on that aspect. Do I think they go too far? Absolutely, yes. But to say, dang, look at those women on the West over here. We are not letting that happen over here. I understand that.
her face and her ankles and her body in certain countries. Did you?
I don't have to be Muslim to know that every religion has practiced female modesty.
But this is not religion. This is country. This is culture. This is
it's
everything
religion.
that she's.
It's religion. They get their culture and their philosophies from their religion.
Grown up.
So what are the chances that every culture on the face of the planet practices female modesty? There's a reason for that. Think about that for a second. Think about it. Chinese, all the way to Native Americans, to the Islamic world, Christians, etc. They all practice modesty with women, right? But they never met each other, right? Until colonization and everything else like that. But they all practice female modesty. Why? Because they understood that you got to protect a woman's value. It's a woman's job to preserve a value. It's a man's job to create his value. Okay. I'm not telling you you can't do what you want. But for you to sit there and say, yo, we should be accepted no matter what, that's a ridiculous concept. No. You're not. So you cannot be accepted no matter what.
But you can also respect the fact that it's a little triggering for someone.
Who cares?
Yourself.
Triggering like what? I'm just telling the truth.
Correct, but it's a little triggering for someone such as.
Who cares? This is that, you know what? And she's older. She should know better than this because she's the reason people in our society are so weak is because a generation that came before us accepted this weak theology. Not theology is the wrong word. This weak philosophy that certain things are triggering and we have to take note and they're going to hurt certain feelings and we need a safe space and somebody said something that shouldn't have been said. And get out of here with that. No one cares. And you know how I know they don't care? They don't care about Christians at all. I've seen people always talk about this triggering stuff, right? They always talk about who's offended. And we gotta make sure we don't offend marginalized communities and say things that trigger POCs, people of color. And we gotta make sure that we're not saying anything about even groups in power like the Jewish people. You just shouldn't say anti-Semitic stuff because of the past and this and that. They don't give a crap about Christians. They don't give a hoot about triggering Christians. So if you don't give a crap about us, don't pretend that you do anything else. And I'm talking to specifically like the liberal left. I've seen people on their streams have such a disregard and disrespect for Christianity and support other people who do. I've seen posters of Jesus Christ, my God, the one I believe in, showing him, I don't even like to speak on it, showing him in certain forms that are so disrespectful and purposely disrespectful. I've seen people write articles questioning the sexuality of Bible characters just to show disrespect. If you want to be honest, if we use your lingo, those things trigger those who follow Christ. They don't care at all. So don't give me that crap. With all the things in history that Christians have went through. And you say, that was a long time ago. Christianity runs the world. For good reason. The world is safer than it's ever been. The world is better than it's ever been. Who else would you like to run the world other than the West with Christian morality? Tell me that. Who can do a better job? Tell me that. Canada? Can't even drive a truck in Canada without getting arrested without wearing a mask. Canada? What you want, the Middle East with all their problems? You want China? You want Australia where you can't even look outside your window without being arrested? Is that what you want? Yes, I am comparing. And the reality is this, is that Christianity is disrespected partially because people actually believe in Christianity. And I'll tell you more. People know that Christianity is based on mercy and is based on love. And treating your enemies with love. In Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7, when Jesus did the sermon, he taught people to love your enemies. People know we believe that, and they take advantage of it. So they'll go out their way to disrespect Christianity and say, oh, you can't say anything back because you're a Christian. Say the same thing about Muslims, see what happens. Oh, you want to make a poster about Jesus Christ being gay? Do it with Muhammad. See what happens. See how much we actually do believe what we say. We won't kill you. Guess what? You can come to a church and you can debate Christians in the presence of other Christians and say you believe Jesus is X, Y, and Z, disrespectful as you want to be, and you won't be killed. Go to the Middle East in a mosque and say that you believe those same exact things you said about Jesus to the Muslims and see how tolerant they are. I would love to see that experience. I would love to see it. Videotape yourself doing it. Videotape yourself saying the things you say about Christianity to Muslims and show me which religion is really the religion of peace and love. Oh, really? We don't want to make these comparisons. We don't want to talk about the goodness of Christianity, but you darn near know in the back of your mind which one is real when it comes to love. I believe what I say. I'll die for what I say.
Herself to be put in this position to be able to freely speak about all of these things that, again, her family, friends, people that she's grown up with, her entire culture has practically disowned her because of just the fact that she doesn't want to wear, a hijab.
But here's my thing.
That's
Can
reality,
I say
though.
something?
It is reality.
That's reality. Here's the difference. This is why this podcast is popular. We tell women to their face what men really think and how we view things. Men care about a woman's past. It is what it is. If you have certain types of traits or professions, or you come from a certain background, it's going to disqualify you from a percentage of men. Mm-hmm. The thing is that we have an issue of male standards, but we don't have an issue of female standards. True. No bats eye when a girl says, I want a rich man, a guy that's tall, confident, ambitious. But when a guy says, I don't want a girl that's a porn star, or a girl that has a promiscuous past or whatever.
It's a problem.
It's an issue.
It's a problem.
I disagree.
What? You see it? How can you disagree with something you? That's like me saying, you know what? Me and my people believe that the sky is red, and then I say, yeah, there's a lot of people around here that believe the sky is red. I disagree. You said it. You proved the point. Earlier in the conversation, she was just saying that men shouldn't care about these things. Now she's saying, okay, whatever.
You're literally arguing right now for the contrary.
You just said I disagree. I think that's reasonable.
No, I think it's reasonable for each and every individual to have their own particular standards. That's
100%. But then you have to be okay with the backlash that comes from it, because a lot of people are like, I'm super secure, this is what I do, and fuck everything else, and then this happens and she has to leave. That means she's not completely accepting of what she's doing.
Well, we also don't know
psychologically.
We also don't know. We're also supposing why she's emotional. I have to.
No,
say
100%, and I understand why she would be like that. But what I'm saying is,
she could have got a text that her dog died. We don't know
why she doesn't have her phone with her. So nice try. The reality is she knows that objectifying herself on the internet for money, clicks, and attention is not the natural state of order of things. Women typically don't want to do that. Okay? She's doing it. What? You got? Yes, she does OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Were you not paying attention?
Let's move on. You're making an argument for something you're not even aware of.
Somebody
like they would, and this is the thing: women need to stop doing this. Stop trying to take up for women because you have empathy with them. Sometimes, and this comes in your marriage too. If it's Christian people listening in their marriage, oftentimes when a man can go overboard and let his anger get control of him, but women go overboard with the nurturing and the empathy. Oftentimes, you get soft sons because of this. They'll be empathetic and try to take up for, don't be too hard on him. Don't correct him. Don't say anything wrong about him. He's already feeling bad. No. Sometimes you got to put that empathy to the side and let people feel the blunt end of the judgment. And what I mean by that is people are going to make judgments on you in life. And if you make bad decisions, you got to learn how to deal with that. One of the things that I teach my sons is when they're in sports, some people going to make fun of you if you make a bad play. If you're in football and you fumble the ball or you throw an incomplete pass that it should have been correct, the other side's going to boo you. The people going to say, oh, he sucks. And you got to take that. You got to take that and you got to improve. Men take that and improve. You can't be like, don't say it. Don't you dare say that to my son. He tried his best. Can't you see him out there running? He's trying. Oh, Lord. He's really trying. No one cares. The world is a harsh place. And you have to be able to take it. Stop trying to, too many women do this. Stop trying to stop and hinder the judgment.
Oh my God. Well, that goes to show, women will protect each other even if they don't know the facts, bro. Jeez. We're telling you the truth, man. You can do what you want, but you can't get mad at the consequences.
Okay, but men will not protect each other?
No.
Even if they don't
no, we don't. We don't. And this is the last point I'll make before I stop. Men do not, to a detriment almost, when we see another man hurting, our first thing is not to go up and nurture him and see why. We look at that dude as weak. Especially if we have some more context that leads to he's weak. For instance, if I see a man getting slapped by a woman and he starts crying, I'll be like, that dude is soft. Right? Let's even switch it up. If a woman sees another woman being slapped by a woman, they still will feel sorry. They don't even know what happened before that because women have way more empathy for each other. They will band together. Even if a woman is in a dead wrong position, they will often come out and say something like, we don't know her backstory. We don't know this. Stop being so hard on her. No. Sometimes you got to let the men speak and you got to sit back and let that judgment happen. Because otherwise people don't learn. Oftentimes I see this when women are being corrected. by a man specifically. Don't say that. Yeah, that's too harsh. She gets the point. She's had enough. No. Let her feel the pain. Let her feel it so she can learn not to make the same mistake again. And too many women will protect another woman's bad decisions. And it will lead her to continue making bad decisions. And then at the end of life, when she's 45 and unmarried and unhappy, they wondering why nobody told them anything. And it's because they've been protected by other women. Let me see what they're going to finish
don't give a
with.
shit.
No. Yeah, man.
Men won't protect each other?
If a dude's a bum, he's a bum, and society is going to ostracize him for it.
Yeah.
So
if a guy doesn't perform, he feels the reality of his inadequacies.
Absolutely true.
Sure, he does. Okay.
But if
Are
a
you gonna
woman doesn't
protect
behave
him?
in a certain way, she does not feel the reality of her inadequacies, which is why this podcast is popular. I'm telling y'all right now how men really view girls that are in certain professions, and you guys don't like it because you haven't been told this.
It's true. They haven't been told. They don't have good fathers. Because a good father, here's the thing. If you got to age 25 and above, and you don't know that whoring yourself out on the internet is a bad way to get male attention and will deem you unqualified for future relationships, your father has done a bad job. Your father's done a bad job, and no one around you told you the truths of life. And I'm not blaming other people, but I'm saying that's just a truth that you should have known by now. And the fact that you don't know it, either you haven't been paying attention, you don't want to know, or you don't care. So it all comes down to personal responsibility. We might continue it, but the main thing I wanted to cover today was the OnlyFans and how these women have no idea that what they do and the lives they live affect their future. And that's sad to me. It's very sad because some of these women in this room on Fresh and Fit should have been married by now. Should very well have been married and have kids by now. But some of them never will because of the bad decisions they made, and they don't even know it.